Well, for more reaction on that story, we now speak to the Northwest Provincial Director General, Dr. Lydia Sebego. Thank you very much for joining us and welcome to the program. What is the thoughts of the Northwest government about the passing of Mr. Mangope, who in the end was an opposition leader, wasn't he, in the province?
Yes, indeed. Good evening. Yes, indeed. Mangope was the leader of the opposition. But the thought of the people of Bophuthatswana, as it would normally be when life is lost, is that we are saddened by his passing on, and also that we appreciate the contribution that he made during his tenure, both as the president of the Bophuthatswana, but also as a Khosi and an elder who was always welcoming us when each time we needed to get counsel or to pick on his brain for anything. The Bophuthatswana government is based, the fifth administration is based on 5 concretes. One of them is reconciliation, healing, and renewal. Now, based on reconciliation, healing, and renewal, when the premier of Bophuthatswana, Resupram Ramoeleki Mahumapelo, got into the seat of premiership, one of the things that he did in trying to reach out to everybody in Bophuthatswana was to visit Mangope, who of course welcomed him with warm hands and was more than willing to share any wisdom that he may have around governments and around developments in this side of the country.
Do you think that his legacy is going to be a little bit mixed in that part of the world, in the province, because of this whole homeland scenario? But many have fond memories of the things that he did for the people during that time. But then there's the political side of it, which sort of suggested that he was perhaps on the wrong side of history, particularly in 1994.
I think that we've got to differentiate between political ideology and efficiency and efficacy insofar as anybody's contribution is concerned. Insofar as his political ideology is concerned, it had its own contributions, and of course, as everybody is aware, that ideology clashed with the democracy that we all now enjoy. However, through his leadership, over and above contributions that he made in infrastructure developments that we now are able to use for the benefit of everybody, he cultivated a culture of working together by the people of Bophuthatswana in the Bophuthatswana that is very useful even up to date.
How will he be honoured, remembered? Is there going to be some special funeral or special arrangements put on by the province?
At the moment, I'm afraid I will not be able to pronounce on what will happen. I can just tell you that we do have an intention to working together with the family to give him a decent send-off. But that will depend on our talking together and working together with the family. Of course, we shall at all times respect the family and the community that he led in Motswedi. I can confirm to you that the government of Bophuthatswana, through the leadership of Mr. Mahumapelo, have made a submission to the presidency to consider honoring him through a particular type of funeral, and we will only know what it will be when they respond, and of course the final word will be that of the family.
What has the Premier said about this passing?
The Premier has said that Mangope will be greatly missed, and he has expressed his heartfelt condolences to the family. In fact, when he got official notification through his son, Mangope, this morning, he indeed spoke to the family and immediately offered his intentions to visit the family, who then offered that the delegation from government should come on Sunday. And it will be then on Sunday that we'll be able to discuss with the family and we'll be able to come together and say what is going to be the contribution of Bokone Bophirima administration.
Have you been able to get a sense of the greater public of Bokone Bophirima, how they feel about the passing of Mr. Mangope?
In the first place, and here I'm expressing a personal opinion from the few people that I have heard talking, a lot of people appreciate what Kgosi Mangope have done for them. But at the same time, he was 94 years old. We therefore take this as a peaceful resting of a person who has worked hard and needed to rest and find peace. And this is why everybody is saying, may his soul rest in peace. People have got different kind of opinions depending on where you come from. If you're talking from the point of view of his political ideology, of course, you would be able to begin to interpret his life in terms of what he stood for, in terms of that ideology. But in terms of, if you look at effectiveness and efficiency in terms of how he led the Bophuthatswana government, it becomes a different ball game altogether. Generally speaking, the people, especially in Motswedi village where he was chief, are saddened by his passing on, but they acknowledge the fact that he had run his race.
Dr. Sebego, that's where we'll leave it. Thank you very much indeed for joining us on the program. That was Dr. Lydia Sebego, who's the Northwest Provincial Director in the province of the Northwest.